All right, here's the top 5 welterweight contender, Bilal. Remember the name Muhammad. And I pause at calling him an overachiever, but there were a lot of people who didn't necessarily think that this man was going to vault into the top 5 and be the factor that he has become in one of the UFC's deepest divisions.
Well, when you're this committed, when you are so committed to your craft, and you have an iron will that you will be something special, you can accomplish anything. That's Bilal Muhammad. When you talk to him, you get a sense that this guy believes that he's the best in the world. He doesn't believe it. He applies the work ethic to it to make himself and give himself a chance. It has allowed for him to be exactly where he is today.
And now he believes he might just be one win away from his first shot at the UFC title. We'll see how it goes for Muhammad tonight. All right, so here he is, the UFC welterweight champion, working his way to the octagon. This will be his first title defense. So for all the naysayers who say perhaps you're not the champion until you successfully defend the belt, he can mute the masses in a matter of moments here if he can successfully defend this UFC welterweight championship. Won the belt with style points, now looking to do the same as the hunted instead of the hunter. Ready to go here at the Big A, the Honda Center in Anaheim, the Duck Pond. Both fighters have entered the octagon. Could be one of the more important fights of this or any calendar year. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight championship fight. All right, to get us started with the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC welterweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Bilal. Remember the name, Muhammad. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza
Herb Dean, our referee for this one. All right, so here we go with round 1 as the words will finally give way to the action. This is the UFC welterweight championship, and this will be the champion's first title defense. So he wrested the belt away earlier this year, now trying to defend the title at 170 pounds. You know there's an avalanche of contenders coming up the ranks. They are all chasing this man. He is the hunted. He will try to defend the title successfully for time. Gets back to his feet. Oh! With authority, the body. Vicious combo there.
Big right hand.
Oh, huge right hand. Oh. Nice combination of kicks. here's Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 26 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza.
All right, so he came in the best welterweight in the world. Nothing changes tonight. Congratulations to the still UFC welterweight champ.
He understands that he is the best fighter in the world at 170 pounds, and he proved that tonight.
Proudly repping Killcliff FC and the Institute of Human Performance. Here is the welterweight contender, Gilbert Durinho Burns. Realized a lot of success at 155 pounds before moving up, but certainly most would argue we have seen the best out of Gilbert Burns at 170 pounds.
Well, he doesn't have to deal with the weight cut anymore. He was a big 55-pounder, maybe a little small at 170, but his skill set translates, and it really does work in his division. He is a high-level jiu-jitsu guy, but it's his striking that has impressed me the most. The improvements he has made down in South Florida allow for him to not only compete with the best, but to earn victories most times he goes in there.
You're absolutely right. Made his UFC debut back in 2014, challenged for the title in 2021. A lot of fans believe he'll get back there. Gilbert Durinho Burns has stepped into the octagon. This time he wants to leave with that championship belt. All right, so we get another look and title defense for the UFC's undisputed welterweight champion, and he's chasing greatness, right? He wants to be mentioned alongside George St. Pierre. Kamaru Usman is one of the greatest welterweight champions. To keep that dream alive, gotta hold serve as the favorite time.
For him, it was about getting there. And once he got there, Johnny started thinking bigger. How do I build my resume? How do I build the legacy? How do I do enough to be remembered? It's all about legacy for this guy. It's fight by fight. But every time you speak to him, he talks in historical terms. He's just a tremendous champion.
Well, and some people were suggesting this week that he move up a division and chase double champ status. He is focused on the task at hand. We'll see if he can handle it with flying colors tonight. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight championship fight. All right, now for the official introductions, we go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC welterweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Gilbert Durinho Burns. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending UFC welterweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza.
The veteran Herbert Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready.
All right, so here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC champion out of the red corner.
How are they standing? What a flying knee to the head.
Oh, and he got tagged by that combination. His coach said on Thursday to us, it has to be punches and bunches. It has to be volume, and his student has certainly followed up on that imperative.
So much volume, but the accuracy of this fighter is truly unbelievable. Oh, he's hurt, he's hurt. Oh, no. Now he's back up. Oh, he's in trouble.
Man, DC, he would appear to be in real trouble. And there it is!
Oh, my goodness.
Now we go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 2 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza.
All right, so there he is. He came in the hunted. He remains as such. Congrats to the still UFC welterweight champion. Big effort out of the incumbent here tonight.
He has so much pride in being the UFC champion, and you see it in the effort that he puts in retaining his title. One of the best welterweight champions in UFC history.
Ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here he is, the UFC champion, and this guy is all the rage. Right now, he might be the front runner for the Fighter of the Year, given the fact that he was able to knock out the #1 contender in his last title defense, and to do so emphatically in a fight that a lot of people thought was close on paper is really something that could take his career to the next level. Trying to follow that up here tonight. Most guys have succumbed to his power. We'll see if that holds true yet again tonight.
Oh, he hurt him back.
Back to the feet.
Oh, that's big. Oh, he's hurt.
That'll do it!
Oh, my God.
Let's get it inside the octagon where Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 19 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza.
All right, so a lot of people like the challenger tonight, but it goes to the... right, here he is, the #1 UFC welterweight contender. He has never fought for the title before, but on the strength of a long winning streak, he has arrived at the precipice of a world championship here tonight.
He's been working so long to put himself in this position. He has been working so diligently to try to earn himself a shot at a championship. Tonight he gets that opportunity. He is a well-rounded fighter. He's so tremendous in all aspects of mixed martial arts. I cannot wait to see him compete and try to become the champion.
And I'm not sure that any athlete in this welterweight division has handled adversity, professional and otherwise, as well as this man has. He is forged as he hits the proving ground for his first UFC title fight tonight. Rocky Edwards, as usual, ready to battle as he tries to take home the title. Well, for years, the UFC's welterweight division has been among the promotion's strongest, and that is certainly the case here as we get our look at the undisputed UFC welterweight champion as he gets ready to defend the title.
The welterweight champion of the world. He's a star. The guy is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and he carries himself in that manner. You can watch this guy from his approach to the media, to his appearances. He does everything right. He's the champ for a reason. And it all boils down to who he is and how he approaches everything from the media to the fight camp.
And as commentators, we like...
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC champion out of the red corner. Many of you remember his title defense not all that long ago. He won it by knockout. And most of the guys, the #1 contender types who have risen to a title shot, have succumbed to his power. They think they know what it feels like, and then all of a sudden they get in the octagon, and they just can't take the pop. So we'll see how he...
Oh, he got him real good, too.
Back to his feet.
Got him hurt. Got to start looking to finish.
Well, DC kind of just playing with him at this point. That's it! That'll do it!
Holy smokes!
We go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 8 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Joaquin Nunes.
So the celebration is officially on. After a successful UFC welterweight title defense here tonight, he will go out the same way he came in as the undisputed UFC welterweight champion. He is your winner by knockout, and what a way to send a statement to the rest of the contenders in this division. All right, here's the former undisputed UFC welterweight champion and still one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, the Nigerian nightmare, Kamaru Usman. What do you think his approach is going to be here tonight? Because we love the jab, the striking has evolved, but we all know what his bread and butter is.
Well, his bread and butter is his wrestling. I think the only thing I can point to is that he lost the first fight of his career. Then he went on that tremendous run to become the welterweight champion and widely regarded the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That was his bounce back. Tonight he has to do that again. He's got to go back to that mindset that allowed for him as a young fighter to tie George St. Pierre's record for most wins in the welterweight division. That starts tonight, and ultimately he's hoping that leads to another reign atop the welterweight division.
And there have been rumblings about some injuries, maybe a knee, his hand. He says he's healthy. We'll see how it goes for Kamaru Usman getting back on the proving ground here tonight. Kamaru Usman, ready to battle and take home that elusive UFC gold. All right, folks, here we go. All eyes are on the undisputed UFC welterweight champion. Future might be in the UFC Hall of Fame, but he certainly didn't want to hear that noise in the fighter meeting. He is focused on the present, and that is this significant challenge against the #1 contender tonight.
Yeah, he's not looking down the line. This is the guy that lives in the here and now. He told us the other day, John, that he has so many more defenses to put himself alongside the great welterweight champions, Kamaru Usman and George St. Pierre. He has got a real idea of where he wants to go, and he feels like tonight is just another step in the road to greatness.
And he's been inspired by all of those great welterweights that preceded him, Leon Edwards among them. Now it's his turn to shine on a big stage yet again. All right, so the tension is palpable. Both fighters have graced the octagon, ready to go here at the famed Honda Center.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here he is, the UFC champion, and this guy is all the rage. Right now, he might be the frontrunner for the Fighter of the Year, given the fact that he was able to knock out the #1 contender in his last title defense, and to do so emphatically in a fight that a lot of people thought was close on paper is really something that could take his career to the next level. Trying to follow that up here tonight. Most guys have
Heard him again.
back to his feet.
Cannot take too many of those.
Another knockdown! And there it is!
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. It's feel about the same as walking out to one of those backyard battles.
What do you mean?
I mean, maybe 2 titles on the line, but just another fight, right?
You serious, coach?
Hell no! You crazy? This is huge. This is legacy, Hall of Fame shit. But you ready? Whose time is it?
It's my time.
I'm sorry. Whose time is it?
It's my time.
It's your time?
Yeah!
Then let's go!
Woo!
All right, so here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC champion. But tonight, an opportunity of a lifetime to etch his name in the history books as one of only a handful of fighters to be a simultaneous 2-division UFC champion. Conor McGregor was the first to do it. This fighter can join him in short order if he can get the win against another champion here tonight. it took him just over a year on the UFC roster to realize a piece of this UFC middleweight championship. He is the last style bender, Israel Adesanya, a guy you tried to bring in to emulate John Jones back in the day.
Absolutely. You knew right away when you watch Israel fight that he has an ability to fight in so many different ways. If he's coming to play a part, he's going to play that part better than anyone else you can find.
Yeah.
It's because of the adaptability. It's his ability to change the way that he's fighting based on his opponent. In the Derek Brunson fight, he did a lot of kneeing because he knew Brunson was going to wrestle him. But in the fight against Kelvin Gastelum was a lot of punches and kicks because the wrestling threat was not so great. You gotta have that if you hope to compete and stay atop your division for a long time.
Our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, walking Numeza Barkley. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending UFC undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready.
All right, let's see if he can get off to a good start here tonight as he tries to become a simultaneous two-division UFC champion. This is some rarefied air that has not been occupied by too many fighters. He has prioritized getting off to a good start here tonight against the naturally bigger man. Let's see how it plays out.
Nice combination by the champ.
And back to his feet.
He's hurt.
I mean, can you imagine? That'll do it!
Oh my God!
Bruce Buffer now with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 59 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and new UFC middleweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza Barkley.
Well, get that man a second waist, put a belt over his shoulder. He has become a two-division UFC champion here tonight. Rarefied air. Only a select handful of guys in the history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship have won a belt in two divisions, and you can add his name to that list. Absolutely incredible what he accomplished in this arena here tonight.
You ready to fight? You ready?
All right, so here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC champion out of the red corner. Many of you remember his title defense not all that long ago. He won it by knockout. And most of the guys, the #1 contender types who have risen to a title shot, have succumbed to his power. They think they know what it feels like, and then all of a sudden they get in the octagon, and they just can't.
He hurt him. Hurt him again.
Back to the feet now.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here he is, the UFC champion, and this guy is all the rage. Right now, he might be the front runner for the Fighter of the Year, given the fact that he was able to knock out the #1 contender in his last time. Gets back to his feet. Oh! That is it! Well, South Africa is on the World Mixed Martial Arts map, largely courtesy of the elite middleweight Dracus du Plessis. And he got a lot of respect from his peers after beating Robert Whittaker at UFC 290. You had to look far and wide for any of his fellow fighters to be picking du Plessis going into that fight. And not only did he beat Whittaker, he bludgeoned him and got him out of there by TKO in round 2. That laid the foundation for a title fight for Dracus du Plessis. This man is a physical force, hardened by his upbringing in South Africa. Excited to see what he can do with the opportunity tonight, DC. All right, so the latest title defense arrives here and now for the UFC's undisputed middleweight champion. And prevailing wisdom is it's going to take a huge effort out of the challenger tonight to dethrone this dominant king.
Absolutely. You do not beat this guy without being on your A game. And not even just your A game is going to get it done. You have got to overachieve in order to beat this guy. This guy is firmly entrenched as the best in the world. When you look at him, you know he's the best, from the way he carries himself, to the confidence, to the skill set. He's the champ, and he doesn't intend for that to change.
Seemed as though it was maybe a difficult weight cut, or more difficult than once prior, but he didn't want to hear any of that noise in advance of this latest middleweight championship title defense. All right, both fighters have entered the octagon, and this massive fight is nearly upon us, ready to go from Anaheim at the Honda Center with one of the biggest fights of the year. Or kill the tape for this middleweight championship fight. We send it inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Dracos Still Not Duplessis. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza Buckley.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one. All right, so here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC champion out of the red corner. Many of you remember his title defense not all that long ago. He won it by knockout. And most of the guys, the #1 contender types who have risen to a title shot, have succumbed to his power. They think they know what it feels like, and then all of a sudden they get in the octagon, and they just can't take the pop. So we'll see how he handles this particular...
Now he's back up. Again, bro.
He's hurt now. That's it.
Oh, my goodness.
Bruce Buffer has your official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 59 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza Buckley.
So you just heard it there from Bruce Buffer, and still UFC middleweight champion. He had some doubters coming in. I would imagine he muted most of that noise with this effort.
A record on repeat is what happens when this guy fights.
Yeah.
Every time people say he's not going to be able to get this guy. But over and over, he does it and remains the champion. Congratulations, champ.
Ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here he is, the UFC champion, and this guy is all the rage. Right now, he might be the front runner for the Fighter of the Year, given the fact that he was able to knock out the #1 contender in his last title defense, and to do so emphatically in a fight that a lot of people thought was close on paper is really something that could take his career to the next level. Trying to follow that up here tonight. Most guys have succumbed to his power. We'll see if that holds true yet again tonight. Oh, do you believe it? Another head kick lands. Got to start raising that guard with this.
Oh! That was a nice strike. He's hurt again. Oh, he just hurt him.
Back to the feet. Oh, gotta keep pressing here. Oh. And that will do it Bruce Buffer now with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 39 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza Buckley.
All right, so there he is, the man of the hour. He came in the champion, and he's going home with hardware as well. Congrats to the still UFC middleweight champion of the world.
The middleweight champion of the world. His name and that title seems to run in the same...
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC champion out of the red corner. Many of you remember his title defense not all that long ago. He won it by knockout. And most of the guys, the #1 contender types who have risen to a title shot, have succumbed to his power.
He's hurt. He's hurt.
Back to his feet.
Oh, he's still hurt. Look at that. He can't even stand. And his side is hurt very badly.
That'll do it!
Oh, my goodness.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here he is, the UFC champion, and this guy is all the rage. Right now, he might be the front runner for the fighter of the year, given the fact that he was able to knock out the #1 contender in his last title defense, and to do so emphatically in a fight that a lot of people thought was close on paper is really something that could take his career to the next level. Trying to follow that up here tonight. Most guys back to his feet.
Another. He's hurt. He's hurt bad.
Another knockdown!
Holy smokes!
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 59 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza Buckley.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC champion out of the red corner. Many of you remember his flying knee right to the melon. early round one here. Big reach advantage, DC. We'll see if he can employ that legit.
Yes, he has to maintain distance. He's the taller guy. So every time his opponent tries to enter, he's going to have to take something on the way inside. Wow.
And back to his feet.
Stand space. Oh, nice high kick.
Big right hand there.
Another one. Finish here.
That'll do it.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, here now, Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 17 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numaza.
And still the king of the 185-pounders. There he is, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion after the knockout tonight in his title defense. And that's got to feel pretty good. There were a lot of people backing the #1 contender coming in here tonight, but he certainly muted all of that noise and then some. The celebration is on in the corner. Congratulations to the... Proudly representing Sydney, Australia. He was born in New Zealand. Robert the Reaper Whittaker. He has put together one of the greatest winning streaks in the history of this middleweight division and did to Yoel Romero what few men have been able to do.
Few men can stand across from Romero and just even live to tell the story of fighting him in the octagon. Robert Whittaker has done that twice and gotten his hand raised in the rematch. Whittaker is a truly, truly phenomenal mixed martial artist, has a traditional background, but he also has a wrestling knowledge that is very underrated. He does not just get taken down, he's able to get back to his feet very well, and he has cardio for days. He's truly one of the best fighters in the entire UFC.
And he's a grappler at his core. We talk so much about his boxing, but the guys at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu at Smeaton Grange will tell you this guy started as a grappler, still grapples in the gi during training camp. Robert Whittaker back and ideally in a big way for him here tonight. All right, here he is, folks. You know who he is, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion. This man has run roughshod through one of the deepest divisions in the UFC, and he is showing no signs of slowing down.
He ain't slowing down now. He loves the ability to call himself the champ. A smile is on his face every time somebody goes, "Hey, champ, how you doing?" The guy lives for it. He lives for the adulation. He lives for the applause. He lives for the ability to stay in the spotlight. He will fight to defend his title as if his life depended on it.
Huge training camp for him. He feels like he has leveled up in a lot of disciplines of mixed martial arts. And, man, if he presents an even better version, scary proposition for the challenger. Well, so much UFC history has played out here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Plenty more where that came from tonight. The athletes are ready to go. All right, now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. All right, now for the particulars, he is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, This is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Robert the Reaper Whittaker. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending UFC middleweight champion, walking New Mansion.
Herbert Dean's in the building. He is the third man in the octagon tonight. All right, so here he is, the UFC champion, and this guy is all the rage. Right now, he might be the front runner for the Fighter of the Year, given the fact that he was able to knock out the #1 contender in his last title defense, and to do so emphatically in a fight that a lot of people thought was close on paper is really something that could take his career to the next level. Trying to follow that up here tonight. Most guys have succumbed to his power. Back to the feet now. Throws a big right hand, but doesn't find its home. That is gonna do it!
Holy smokes!
Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 12 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, walking New Mansion.
All right, so off the record, you'd like the champion to get it done tonight, and that is how it played out, and still UFC middleweight champion. Congratulations are in order.
It makes you feel like you know what you're talking about, when in reality, you don't.
Well, there has not been a top 10 listed middleweight in a long time that does not feature the name Marvin the Italian Dream Vettori. I feel like his career is a little bit underappreciated in terms of his willingness to take on all challengers. The man is an absolute bull. He's built like a backyard shed. His defense, while penetrable, has proven very solid. He has never been knocked out nor submitted in nearly 30 professional fights. And he believes if he plays the long game here tonight, he is going to be the middleweight contender who emerges with the title fight. All right, so the path to UFC middleweight gold and glory continues to go through this man. And without speaking hyperbolically, I do believe this man looks like he could reign for some time.
You know, when you think about middleweight, you think about some great champions, Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya. This man can be viewed in the same regard because he has ruled atop the division for a really long time. He's ruled it with an iron fist. He is just so good in this role. He is everything you want in a UFC champion.
And he's fighting in his natural weight class. A lot of people wondered aloud if maybe he could become a 2-division champion, go down to 70. He don't want to hear that noise. He's looking to pluck off another middleweight title challenger in yet another big spot here tonight. And now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Morgan, the Italian Dream, Vittori! And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending UFC undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Joaquin Numeza Buckley.
And there's Herb Dean. He will handle the action inside the octagon. All right, so here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC champion out of the red corner. Many of you remember his title defense not all that long ago. He won it by knockout. And most of the guys, the #1 contender types who have...
Third bad. There it is again. Look at that.
Gets back to his feet.